What a strange old week it's been for Leicester City. 3-0 up midweek, only to lose 4-3. A fan base now completely divided as whether they should back the team or start to protest. And we're now out the FA Cup. And on top of all that, thanks to Blackburn's win, we're now in the bottom three. Who'd be a Leicester fan, eh? Well, welcome to Where Foxes Walk. If you're angry and frustrated, you're in good company this week. We've got Jim here to give his view on some social media takes from another wacky week of Leicester City. If you're 20 minutes spare, we'd love to get your views either in the comments and by pressing the sub button as well. It means you can follow us as we go through every one of these crazy 15 weeks which are Leicester this season. Where will it end? Hopefully, it won't end in League One relegation, Jim. But you look at that table now and does it scare you?
I'm 100% certain we're going to go down this season. I know it sounds pessimistic with 14 games to go or 15, whichever it is, but that Southampton game, when you're 3-0 up at half-time, and I'm praising everyone, including Daka, which I never thought I would ever do, and then you come out second half, and I don't know what was said. I don't think Kingy said, don't do anything. I just think the players themselves took it upon themselves to sit back and allow Southampton the ball, which when you can't defend is something you never do. And then at 60 minutes, you're thinking, we're still 3-0 up here, but I was never confident. I always thought it would be a draw. You know, I never, when the first goal went in, I even said to my dad, we'll lose this game because that's how much confidence I've got in this team. And when the fourth goal went in, the missus walked in and I was at the sofa just staring at the floor. My brain couldn't comprehend what I'd just seen. From being the best half of football I've watched in over 2 years to being the worst half of football I've seen in over 2 years. I just don't understand what happened in that game. And that game to me proves that we have not got the capability to stay in this league when we can't defend a 3-0 lead with half an hour to go.
There's lots of tweets which are not publishable on here, the reaction to that. But it is worrying, isn't it, that a team that was winning the title 10 years ago, this year, wasn't it? 10 years ago this year, is now sitting, looking over its shoulder and hoping that Blackburn don't win it away at QPR. That is where we are now with this club. It is fascinating. Some social media takes from the FA Cup game as well. Jack says, quality again, lads. Can't believe how we defended. We're actually in the bottom of 3 now on points as well. Can't wait for Notts County away potentially. David says, sell the club and go. Vich's legacy has actually been destroyed. We'll get into the protests and non-protests in a second, Jim. But can you remember a time when it's been this toxic in terms of the fan base and fans falling out with each other and people being called happy clappers and people being told that they shouldn't boo and just get behind the team? Is so divided.
I mean, the year of the Great Escape, when we were like losing every game, that was a bit of a nightmare. And then obviously when Puel came in, that divided people as well. But I mean, again, not to sound pessimistic, but Top won't sell this club. He will not sell Leicester City. Even if we go down, he will come out and he will make a statement, but he will not sell. And I am all for him selling. I agree with the protests, everything. But I just cannot see him selling this club when he's come out and said it's like a son to him. Even if he protests every single game, I can't see it happening. And it's that arrogance from him that will cause us to... I mean, look at Reading. You know, then and Wigan, they're now fighting in League One for God knows how many years now. Wigan in the relegation zone of League One. That will be us. And we could even go bankrupt if we go down. But is that arrogant that he will not... I mean, don't sell. Just bring investors in who've got money. You know, sell 25% of your stake. Just bring another owner in who can help and back you up with the money. You don't have to sell the whole club, but you can't do it by yourself. So ask for help, but he won't do that. And that is one of his downfalls. And that is what is going to turn this club, like you say, from winning the league 10 years ago, due to mismanagement, is now facing almost certain League One next year. like the Readings, like the Wigghams, and who knows how much of a freefall we could actually be in.
Let's talk about some of these then. So first of all, we've got the United for Change group, who are for the Norwich game in a couple of weeks' time, are saying that we're going to be protesting due to the. I mean, I love this quote on here. After years of sustained decline, culminating in the recent point reductions, it is now undeniable that the club's current ownership model and leadership are no longer fit for purpose, and that new ownership is now required. Are you on board fully with this? I mean, we've seen Wednesday do it this year, and it's had some impact. We've had, of course, Reading doing it in the past. Are you fully behind this vehicle, or is it counterproductive to a team that's sitting in the relegation zone?
No, I'm all for it. The club need to see how frustrated and how much of a danger we're actually in. Because at the end of the day, players, coaches, owners, they come and go. Fans don't. Fans are born into a team and die supporting the team. Whereas players, coaches and whatnot, it's a payday to them. They just come and go. If we get relegated now, they'll come out, put a post out, get an offer from Coventry or from someone in Premier League, and off they go. So it's understandable why the fans are doing it. And the club need to realise that us fans have the right to a club that is run properly and that can sustain itself, because we are in this from birth till death and they aren't. And we deserve a club that can actually, like it was before we got relegated with Rodgers, when we were spending money for getting Champions League and we never got it. And that was the start of it all. They invested too much with not enough of a backup plan. And they need to realise that they seem to be blind to the fact that we were 99% going down this year. And they think that it's all laughs, like when he had the interview and he says, we'll get promoted next year. He doesn't seem to realise the danger we are in. And these protests, if they needed for him to see it, then I am all for it. Because like I said, us fans are in this from birth till death, and they aren't. And we need a club that is run successfully and that gives us fans what we actually deserve.
What about the counter arguments to that then? I mean, you've probably seen these being dotted around. Say we stand with the team. The reality is that we need to now wake up and focus on how we supporters absolutely respond to this. It says, too often the atmosphere in the ground has been flat. Even the 3-0 up against the stadium was quiet. That cannot continue. When was the last time you heard Mevadidi's song or Daka's song? Final call, stop the booze. Stop with the you're not fit to wear the shirt chants. That message has already been delivered. This team now needs the fans 100% behind them. Let's get out of this relegation mess, and then we can protest. Do you understand that view?
I do see their side, because like you say, if you're a player on the pitch and you're constantly getting booed, you're thinking, what's the point? But at the same time, they're constantly getting booed because they're playing shambolically bad. You can't sit there and clap a performance of 3-0 up and losing 4-3. You can't say we deserve to sing. We deserve to give them fight. We need to get behind them. What have we got to get behind? They can't defend. They can't score. When they do score, they lose the games anyway. There's nothing there for the fans to get behind. And I'm sorry, but if boos are what it takes for the clubs to realise how bad we are, because like I said, players will go next year. We go down. Mavadidi Fatoi won't stick around. They'll get an offer and off they pop. Because to them, it's a job. 20-year job, they have to get as much money as they can before they retire. So why would they stick around at a club in League One when they've got all the prospects and all the talent in the world? The players need to realise that this club is it's the life essence for some fans. And if they want to boo to prove how bad they are going, they don't need false hope and false reactions of clapping and woohoo, we're doing it. No, if they need to hear boos to realise how bad we are playing. And I'm sorry, that is what they're going to get, because that is how bad we are actually playing at the minute.
It didn't help Blackburn winning at QPR, and of course they've appointed a manager pretty swiftly. Many fans are pointing this out, Jim, as well. Danny in particular says, just going to shout out Blackburn. They got an experienced Championship manager in quickly and by all accounts looked a different team today at QPR. Meanwhile, I doubt we've interviewed anyone. It's nearly 3 weeks after we've sacked Marty. Stop messing around, you absolute joker, and get a manager in. It has been no talk, has there? What's your understanding of this, and why are we still now 3 weeks after sacking Marty in a relegation mire without a manager in place?
I still think they're hoping that Kingy turns it around. I think they put all their eggs in the basket of Andy King, and unfortunately, it's not worked. And I think they've still got their eggs in that basket. I don't think they're that fussed at the minute about getting a manager in. When Forest can sack a manager and get one in 2 days, Blackburn take a week and a half to get a manager in. And because we've got Andy King, they're probably thinking, yeah, well, we'll ride it out with him, and then we'll come out and tell us that. If you're going to give it to King till the end of the season, tell the fans. Don't keep it quiet, because we are not knowing what is going on. And if you're going to give it to King till the end of the season, I love King. He's a legend, but that's a mistake. He hasn't got the experience needed. I mean, O'Neill, who just signed with Blackburn, I can't remember his first name. He's still managing Northern Ireland in the internationals, but he's dropping to help in Blackburn as well. That is a great appointment. We need someone like a Sean Dyche who's just been sacked. I'd take him in a heartbeat. He knows how to get out of a relegation fight. Dean Smith, he nearly got us out when we got relegated from the Prem. One win away from staying up. We need someone like that to actually come in. Kingy, as much as we love him, hasn't got the experience of a relegation fight to help us get out of it. And that showed at Southampton. The players aren't helping him either with the individual mistakes that constantly happen. No matter what he says, it constantly happens. And that is going to be his downfall.
Okay. Let us know your thoughts on all of this. We're interested to read some of these out next week. Growing a nice little community here, of course, as well. Love the passion, Jim. I mean, it can't happen, can it? Leicester can't be in League One next season. I know you've been there before, but this Leicester side have too much quality. Surely not. Parachute payments, of course, as well. It's unbelievable. But it happened to Luton, so yeah, of course it can happen to Leicester, can't it? Keep following us then as we go through the remaining 15 games, giving a reaction and looking at all these social media takes. Cheers for that, Jim. We have been, as a bit of a light relief, been talking about the A to Z of Leicester, of course, the last couple of weeks as well. We're up to the letter P this week, Jim. I'm doubting you're going to put King Power in. So have you got which player from Leicester's past do you think should be deserving of the place in the A to Z?
Matt Piper. I mean, even now, he's commentating on the games and the passion he has for this club. The tweet he put out yesterday or today, he's undeniably passionate about this club. And it shows in his commentary, it shows in his posts, it shows in him, the way he speaks, the way he acts, the way he just talks about this club and how much it's hurting him at the minute, seeing us where we are. And he beams, he broadcasts what it is to be a Leicester fan, an ex-Leicester player. Obviously, before my time, I didn't really follow Leicester when he was playing. Is he a legend? I don't know. But off the pitch, for me, he is turning into one with his commentary and how he talks about the club, and the fans love him on commentary and the fans love him when they see him in person. So I do think Matty Piper is deserving of the P for me.
Okay. Any others in the comments? As you usually do, you're always good at this, and we'll read these some out next week. Right, fingers crossed for our better news then at the weekend against Stoke City. They are not in good form at this moment in time and not playing well at all. So fingers crossed we can go to Stoke, pick up 3 points, and everything will be right again. I hate to think what it's going to be like if that's a loss to Stoke.
Yeah, it will be. It will be.
Right. Join us next week where we'll be reviewing all of that, and the full team will be back after our half-term trips. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in 7 days' time. Have a good week, everyone. Keep the faith.